Shiba Inu value equivalent to 0.03164 rands a coin. The present cost range are 0.03035 to 0.03239. The earlier day closed at 0.03130. The change was plus 0.00350 plus 1, 12%. Converse rate, ZAR to SHIB. Shiba Inu cost expectation for November 2024. To start with cost at 0.01731 rands. Exorbitant costs of 0.01731, while low costs of 0.01355. They arrived at the midpoint of costs of 0.01578. Shiba Inu cost conjecture toward the month's ends at 0.01475. Change for November 16.0%. Shiba Inu conjecture for December 2024. At the outset cost at 0.01475 rands. Excessive costs are 0.01890, while low costs are 0.01475. They arrived at the midpoint of costs of 0.01637. Shiba Inu cost conjecture toward the month's ends at 0.01697. Change for December 16%. Shiba Inu cost expectation for January 2025. At the outset cost at 0.01697 rands. Excessive costs at 0.02985, while low costs at 0.01697. They arrived at the midpoint of costs of 0.01863. Shiba Inu cost figure toward the month's ends at 0.0199612. Change for January 16%. Shiba Inu figure for February 2025. Initially cost at 0.0199612 rands. Excessive costs at 0.0199612, while low costs are 0.01636. They arrived at the midpoint of costs 0.01878. Shiba Inu cost figure toward the month's ends at 0.01731. Change for February 11.5%. Shiba Inu cost expectation for Walk 2025. Initially cost at 0.01731 rands. Excessive costs 0.0021536, while low costs at 0.01731. They arrived at the midpoint of costs of 0.01991. Shiba Inu cost conjecture toward the month's ends are 0.02127. Change for spring 16.0%. Shiba Inu conjecture for April 2025. Before all else cost at 0.02127 rands. Excessive costs are 0.02351, while low costs 0.02121. They arrived at the midpoint of cost of 0.02129. Shiba Inu cost conjecture toward the month's ends at 0.0021636. Change for April 7th. 5%. Shiba Inu cost expectation for May 2025. First and foremost cost at 0.0021636 rands. Exorbitant costs at 0.0024215, while low costs at 0.0021047. They found the middle value of cost of 0.0022382. Shiba Inu cost estimate toward the month's ends at 0.0022631. Change for May 4th, 6%. Shiba Inu estimate for June 2025. First and foremost cost at 0.0022631 rands. Exorbitant costs at 0.0022631, while low costs at 0.01937. They found the middle value of cost of 0.0021365. Shiba Inu cost estimate toward the month's ends at 0.02828. Change for June 8.0%. Shiba Inu cost expectation for July 2025. First and foremost cost at 0.02828 rands. Exorbitant costs 0.0022246, while low costs are 0.0193336. They found the middle value of cost of 0.00287. Shiba Inu cost estimate toward the month's ends 0.02791. Change for July's 0.2%. Shiba Inu gauge for August 2025. To start with cost at 0.02791 rands. Exorbitant costs 0.0023708, while low costs are 0.0020606. They found the middle value of cost of 0.0021816. Shiba Inu cost gauge toward the month's ends of 0.0022157. Change for August 6th, 6%. Shiba Inu cost expectation for September 2025. To start with cost at 0.22157 rands. Exorbitant costs are 0.24088, while low costs are 0.22936. They found the middle value of cost at 0.22423. Shiba Inu cost conjecture toward the month's ends at 0.22512. Change for September 1st. 6%. Shiba Inu conjecture for October 2025. At the outset cost at 0.22512 rands. Excessive costs are 0.22512, while low costs are 0.19241. They arrived at the midpoint of costs 0.21239. Shiba Inu cost conjecture toward the month's ends at 0.22689. Change for October 8.1%. Shiba Inu cost expectation for November 2025. At the outset cost at 0.22689 rands. Excessive costs at 0.21168, while low costs at 0.21838. They arrived at the midpoint of costs at 0.22017. Shiba Inu cost figure toward the month's ends at 0.19783. Change for November 4.4%. Shiba Inu figure for December 2025. Initially cost at 0.19783 rands. Excessive costs at 0.19783, while low costs are 0.11699. They arrived at the midpoint of costs at 0.18244. Shiba Inu cost figure toward the month's ends at 0.17311. Change for December 12.5%. Shiba Inu cost expectation for January 2026. Initially cost at 0.17311 rands. Excessive costs are 0.19858, while low costs are 0.17260. They arrived at the midpoint of costs at 0.18247. Shiba Inu cost conjecture toward the month's ends at 0.18559. Change for January 7th. 2%. Shiba Inu conjecture for February 2026. Before all else cost at 0.18559 rands. Excessive costs at 0.02335, while low costs at 0.0185559. They arrived at the midpoint of costs at 0.02420. Shiba Inu cost conjecture toward the month's ends at 0.0021528. Change for February 16th. Shiba Inu cost expectation for Warp 2026. Before all else cost at 0.0021528 rands. Exorbitant costs are 0.0021528, while low costs are 0.01785. They found the middle value of cost at 0.01968. Shiba Inu cost gauge toward the month's end 0.01855.